I'm glad that you're listening instead of reading while you're driving.
Right. I didn't even read signs. I mean, who has time for that?
Oh.
And we're back. Welcome back to the talking of Chris and his love. Whoop,
Yes.
whoop. Here we are. We're back. It's been a minute, but that's all good in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So today
Yeah.
I was listening to a book, not reading it, just listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of hard to read a book and drive at the same time. With all of the time that I have on the road, it does make it a bit more conducive to get things in by making it go through the ears versus the eyeballs.
Well,
So,
I'm glad that you're listening instead of reading while you're driving.
right. I didn't even read signs. I mean, who has time for that?
Okay.
I mean, speed limits are just suggestions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any hoozles. So
Mm-hmm.
listening to this book that is, let's call it horror light,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's not like super duper scary. Also, like I'm I'm listening to it during the day, so it can't be that scary, right? Because lights all around me.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I get scared at
You
that stuff
don't.
anyway,
You don't
but
get scared of that stuff.
well, it's because I know it's not real life.
I
But
know. How do you do that though? Like, how do you tell your brain this is not real? There's no reason to be scared.
I don't know
I
because I
get.
can't do it on a bridge.
I.
Right? Like, I don't know how I can do it with like story form or movies or anything like that. But if I'm like standing on the side of a cliff, I'm pooping my
Your
pants.
stomach's in your butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I There's no way for me to tell my brain that it's not real. Like, I am so nervous for them in the
Uh-huh.
movie. I know it's not
Right.
real. I am sitting there watching it. I'm looking at you giggle at me while I have stuff over my face and I'm trying to watch but like not watch.
I don't giggle at you so much anymore.
Okay. Um
I don't.
I I don't know. I just get so nervous. We were watching like some show the other night and it wasn't even like a scary show, but I was so afraid that this person was going to get caught snooping. I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to get caught. You're going to get. And I got so uncomfortable.
Right.
And so, like, oh,
But you also get that way about high stress TV shows as well.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. If it's really, really stressful, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
yeah. I can't not put myself in that situation.
Uh-huh. I can put myself in the situation, but it doesn't, I don't have feelings like that, I guess.
Growing up, people talked about like Bloody Mary and stuff. And if you
Yeah.
say it 3 times in the mirror, she comes out and scratches you, tries to kill you, or whatever.
Right.
I
Speaking of which, there's a new Beetlejuice coming out.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I have a hard time even now. I know it's not real. I know it's not real, but when I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I turn the light on because like I just
Help
don't.
the aim.
No, I just don't want to like see something out of the corner of my eye. And if the light is on, I'm protected
I
from
mean,
that.
have you ever jump scared yourself in the mirror?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't
Interesting.
like I didn't know that my hair like I usually pile it on top of my head like loosely and when I sleep and a part of my hair had come down
Mm-hmm.
and when I moved the bathroom I was walking in, I saw something and I was like and my brain goes, "She's here." Mhm.
That's awesome.
I had shutters over my mirror in my room growing up.
Hmm.
I was definitely the kid that when I heard a noise, I pulled the sheets over, the covers over my head, and I was like,
Why? So they could be right above you and you not know?
No, because in my brain I was protected. I was like, I know that I'm not protected. I know that if they see a lump in the bed, like that's where I am. But I would practice breathing so shallowly that you couldn't see, like breathing just so that I was getting barely enough air, but so that my body wasn't moving, just in case somebody stepped into my room and they would maybe not see it because I had lots of pillows and stuffed animals and stuff. I was like, maybe they'll just think that it's like a bunch of stuffed animals and stuff.
That's hilarious.
I think maybe I had anxiety as a kid.
Really? You don't say.
I never thought. I never thought I did, but I think talking about things like that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you think?
Anywho. Okay, so you tell me your thing.
So anyway, I'm listening to said book.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah, your book.
And
It's a thriller.
it's a thriller, right? And so, long story short, people get stranded on the side of the road. They walk. They find a hotel.
Maybe don't.
Don't matter. It's on a dirt road in the middle of Alabama, in the middle of nowhere.
I think
So anyway,
just stay in the
just
truck. Continue.
just let me do it.
Okay.
So they go in. They find another couple who happen to be stranded as well.
Weird.
But they can't find any innkeepers.
Uh-huh.
And then anyway, it comes to the point where they do find an innkeeper, and the innkeeper basically like puts them to work to like set the table and stuff for dinner. Right? And
why is there dinner?
well, because there's people that actually live there. It's an actual house. Like it's a house, but it's also like it's kind of like a B&B.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because it's in the middle of nowhere. Like
I was in my head thinking like a motel.
no.
Kind of.
No cell service.
Of course.
No even landline.
No.
Like
Oh.
backwoods.
Okay.
Like in the middle of nowhere type things.
They're eating people for sure.
And it's it's like a
Okay,
a
so
B&B.
they set them up like, "Hey, welcome. We could take you in, yeah, for sure. Go ahead and set the table for dinner."
But no, because they weren't there. They like took room keys and stuff. Like nobody was around.
Oh,
So they kind of just helped themselves. And then anyway, so there's a meal that's made.
Uh-huh.
Meal gets sat in front of said people.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a roast and some other things.
Well, roast human.
And one of the girls takes a piece of roast, puts it in her mouth, and then spits it back out. The roast starts to move and wiggle. And then upon further inspection, there were little white worms mealing about, burrowing around, and just making a ruckus, right? So clearly,
The amount of maggots in it was making the whole thing move.
yes. So clearly, people were disgusted and ran away, right? My question for you is:
No.
when have you put something in your mouth and go, "Uh-oh, oh no,"
Here's the
and
thing.
like, "Oh, I messed up now."
Oh.
Like unknowingly, right? Not that you knowingly like did something gross or something like that, but because I can think of times like for me, hot sauce in Leavenworth, tasting it,
Oh.
right, and it like lit my world on fire, and I like drank a Mountain Dew in like 2.5 seconds, like a 20-ounce Mountain
That
Dew.
was an ice cream day.
Yeah, I prayed for it later. Anyway, or the time that when we went to the Irish pub and they had horseradish. I'm like, oh, I've had horseradish before. And I start slathering
I thought it
on
was horseradish mayonnaise.
Let me tell the story.
Sorry.
Good
I
grief.
was trying to fill in information. He's slathering it on his bread.
I'm slathering it on the bread. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this stuff is kind of thick, right? It's the weirdest, like, horseradish I've ever seen, because the horseradish I've had was like the horseradish mayonnaise. So
You'd never had regular, like, ground horseradish?
no, let me finish. So I slather it on. I'm like, oh, that stuff's kind of thick. I bite into it. Mind you, the people around me did warn me, and I'm like, oh no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I bite into it. I start eating, and then all of the sudden, it is like flames shooting out my nostrils. All the hairs on the inside of my nose have definitely burnt to a crisp, and my eyes are watering. It was so hot. Mm-hmm. And like she said, it was just ground horseradish with no mayonnaise in sight. Mm-hmm. Like, it was the full meal deal. Mm-hmm. Let's just say I didn't have any sinus problems afterwards.
I
was clean out.
Oh, what a whistle. Yeah.
But there are plenty of those times where I've eaten something or tried something like, uh-oh, messed up now.
Yeah.
When
Probably
I can talk.
First time I tried wasabi,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was horseradish, like that it was spicy.
Oh.
I thought, oh, you just put this in the stuff with the sushi, and I put the whole glob in and didn't like really mix it, and the first bite was like on my tongue and it burned and did the whole, like, I felt everything behind my face.
You could taste colors.
Yeah, it was awakening. Mm-hmm. Probably also, anytime that I have meat, but I like bite into like a gristle part, I don't know, it immediately is coming out again.
Yeah.
Also, my brain is very active, so I could have like a bowl of noodles and like, let's say I'm having buttered noodles or something. I don't really have them often because this happens more often than it doesn't. Well, no, sometimes it happens. Sometimes if a noodle slips around another noodle, like sometimes when you put the fork back, like a noodle slides on top of the other noodle.
Yeah.
And my brain goes, it's worms. And then I can't eat it anymore. And sometimes with rice, especially if it's like a piece of rice that has like a little black tip on the end, I'll be eating rice, and if like a grain
rice have a black tip on the end?
Well, sometimes like rice has like little, like, it's not all white. There's like a color on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If there's rice and if I like put the bowl down and I notice that some grains like fall over, my brain immediately goes maggots. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. Actually, I'm not hungry anymore. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I can't think of any like foods that were like disgusting. Mm-hmm. The green curry that our daughter Autumn and I made one time was liquid lava. I don't know if that is liquid. It was
delish.
It was fire. It was really, really spicy. And
I thought it was great.
We had paper towels stuck to our foreheads and our tongues. That was spicy.
That was not a we, that was a you.
That was me and Autumn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
we.
thought it was delish.
You did. I can't think of anything that I thought, like, maybe it's blocked, that I just thought was, like,
yeah,
whoa. Mm-hmm. Can you think of anything that I've eaten where I was like, that's not happening again?
Oh, I don't know.
Huh.
I don't remember things like that necessarily.
I don't know.
Yeah, one place.
What?
The fast food Asian place that we just had not too long ago.
Oh, it was like 4 months ago.
That food was not good. That was definitely a time we put it in our mouth. We're like, oh no.
So I had seen this place online and it was Asian fast food. And I was like, heck yeah, that's awesome. And I was thinking like Panda Express, but more,
Local.
yeah, but like a local. And when we went, here we have papers. There's ratings for your restaurant. And there's like, some have great, but most of them are like good. Good is like the top. And I think good is like the top. I don't remember. I think in like some counties, it goes
No,
great,
it's
and
the
then
same all over Washington.
well, I've seen a great somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's green, yellow, red, and it was yellow. It was okay, and the face said, um, and I was like, it's fine, like it's fine,
Mm-hmm.
and I put the food in my mouth and it was incredibly greasy and gristly and I was like, I think we've made a mistake.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is not exactly where I want to be right now. It was that was difficult.
Yes. So yeah, I guess I can tell you a time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for the assist.
for sure.
Yeah. Liver. The first time I had liver.
Yeah.
That
Mm-hmm.
that was an interesting introduction to the oil pan of the animal. I had heard people talk about it, and I was like, old people love it. This is gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Mm.
'Twas not.
Yeah, certain people
Wasn't my
like tend
fave.
to like things when like say old people like it.
Uh.
They went through the depression. They were happy not to be eating dirt, right?
Yeah.
So,
Do you think we could survive off of leaves if need be?
well, I mean, they're salad.
I mean, like tree. What part of the trees can you eat?
Well, for sure the sap because it's a sugar-based thing, right? So that would be
Like all sap?
calories. I don't know about all sap, but like
Maybe
maple
we'll-
syrup, right, comes from
That's
the
true.
sap of the tree.
But some sap is like rubber.
Well, yeah, I mean, you
Like
have
the
to,
rubber
you have to
tree.
figure it out, right?
Rubber band. just try it. Just see. Don't do that. That's not advice.
Hey, if you drink the rubber sap, maybe you end up like Tigger and you go bounce off your butt.
Probably would. It probably wouldn't be great for you.
No, it
Probably be
wouldn't.
having an
But I
accident.
mean, there's certain things like, so you'd be able to find certain plants that have the sugary sap type stuff. You'd be able to find stuff that has the foliage you could eat for roughage. Right? So, I mean, it's doable. It's not a life I would want.
Yeah, I think just the amount of like concern that people have for what plants you can use for toilet paper, that gives me concern of like eating them.
Well, I
like,
definitely wouldn't
maybe not.
eat them afterwards.
Okay. Yuck. That's a boy for you.
I'm just saying.
No, thank you.
I think it would not be very
I
tasty.
think it needed to not be said.
That would be
I don't think it
definitely
needed.
uh-oh. Oh, no.
I think you'd know at that point. The olfactory system of the body would clue you in to something being wrong much before it got to that point.
I would think so, but you never know.
I don't know that I could eat worms. I think if I had, I don't know. We've talked about surviving before.
Yeah, I
don't
wouldn't
know.
want to, but it is what it is.
You know what? I don't even think that I could like eat donuts for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I really thought that I loved donuts. Like in my head, I'm like, yeah, donuts are delish. They're dough and they're covered in sugar.
Yeah.
And no. really, I don't. Like, I feel like sick every time that I eat a donut.
Hmm.
And it's always like kind of greasy in my mouth. I was surprised when I realized that, oh, I don't think I actually enjoy donuts. So, any hoot.
I loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I loved them.
I loved them.
Love a da donut.
But anyway, why don't you guys tell us what you've
Yeah.
put in your mouth and said, "Uh-oh, oh no."
Or do you love donuts?
Give us the stories. Tell
Yeah.
us all about it. Hit the like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, and we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.